to the Reality Receipts podcast, starring me, Storytime with Rikkii.
And me, Realityreceiptspod. And as you can see, we have a very special guest today. We have Jaimi from $1 Million Secret. And if you've been watching, you know it has been such a thrilling show. The cast is amazing. We're having so much fun talking and getting all the behind the scenes. So to start way back at the beginning, why don't you tell us how you got cast and how you found yourself on $1 Million Secret?
Yeah, so I have a quick little fun story, but I had auditioned for a dating show back in 2021. The show never happened, so which was fine. But the casting director kept my information, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward in 2023, when I started my coaching business, I was like, I need to get on reality TV because I'm trying to like boost my business, you know? And I was convicted in that. And then so I did another little after show on YouTube. I met this girl, and just to support, I followed her on Instagram, and I saw that her and I had that casting director in common. So I was like, so I breezed by her page. I did see the post, didn't think too much of it. It wasn't really flashy. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Moved on. 2 days later, the casting director called me like, hey, I have this thing going on. I thought of you. We thought you'd be great. Let me know if you're interested. And I'm like, sure. And then I found myself in the stag.
Yeah. Who doesn't want $1 million, right?
Period.
Like, do you want to compete for $1 million? Like, yeah, that's way better than dating and love. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
so much better.
Show me the money.
So you are a life coach. We heard you talk about it a little bit on the series. How did that help your gameplay? And can you just tell us a little bit more about your life coach business and what you do? Because my life is a mess. I feel like I need a life coach.
Don't we all, honey? Don't we all?
Help us.
Trust me, I'm a coach with a coach, and I'm glad that you asked, because being a life coach and my business has helped me so much on the stag, outside of the stag, before that. So I came up with my own coaching method, and I was inspired because in January of 2023, I heard the word in my spirit that I need to share what I know. We always assume that people know what we know and we don't think about it. But I started to feel like I was hoarding information, spiritually hoarding. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do this. Somebody had told me years ago I should life coach, but I just couldn't connect to it. And then one day it clicked. So I created my own method, the SASSY method, self-love and mastery, accountability and alignment, spiritual wellness, supplanting, and your why. That's the acronym for SASSY. So you can use any of those things to check in with yourself and make adjustments to your life. So I use the SASSY method all the time. I love coaching. I have a very different view of things, and having a different perspective that a lot of people don't have allows me to kind of like get in the back door of your thinking, the habitual behavior that you can't see, the subconscious things, because I'm a feeler. I feel it. I see it. We work through it. We get to the root and pull it out. My programs are only 12 or 18 weeks. You don't need to be in therapy for 2 years. Let's get to it.
Nice and quick.
Do the work. Yeah, get to it, do the work, and you will leave different. By the second, most of my clients, by the second session, they usually quit their therapist because they're like, I've gotten way more with the SASSY method in 2 sessions than I've gotten in 2 years. I've heard that at least 6 times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's the best compliment that it's actually working. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Speaking of your spirit, because you did mention that, going back to the show, the big event, the first big fight of the season was, when Lauren told everyone she was the millionaire, and you did not take kindly to that. You were not a fan of her spilling some of her tea, but not all of it. She did hold back from you guys. So was that's what set you off onto Lauren? You wanted her to go. You had enough of her after that. So what were you sort of feeling when she told you guys that she was the first millionaire?
Right. So I remember that, me eating my pears and whipped cream, because y'all know I love to eat. I think
the
it was
food
clear.
Looks so good. Yes.
Somebody told my dad that was watching, they're like, she's always eating. He's like, well, that's kind of true to real life. She's just really big on it. So I'm just sitting there trying to eat my dessert. And there's a lot of things that go into it, right? Because we know that we're on a show. We know that we're competing. We know that we're here to lie and deceive and get this money, but we're also human. You could see Corey, you could see Sydney, you could see me. Nobody likes to be played.
Yeah.
So there is that moment of like, you've been playing in my face this whole time? Like, I know that's what you're supposed to do, but like, what?
Now you're admitting it.
Now you're admitting it. And then you're like crying about it, but also bragging about how, like, girl.
Yeah.
We all, some of us was just like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it wasn't, and for me, that was it was just a moment of that. Like, I didn't hate her for it or like gun for her to get out because she did what she's supposed to do. I thought she did a great job and I let her know she did. Even watching it back, I'm like, girl, I didn't know about the hugging challenge until I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought she did amazing. Listen, Lauren is funny. She is smart. I got to drive. We were in the same car up to the shooting challenge. So we just got to kind of like bond and laugh and kick it. I think Lauren's amazing. So I think that there's kind of like this misconstrued that we were all just like feeling some kind of way and like gunning to get her out. There was a lot of things that transpired before we were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and make that vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as a viewer, right, it didn't really make sense. We're like, well, what is everybody mad at her for playing the game? Like, she played the game. She played it well. I can only imagine how it is for you guys watching it back. Like, oh, that was an agenda. Oh, that was an agenda. So that's like, it's really cool to see. And I can't imagine how you guys feel watching it all back and being like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know that was happening,
Yeah.
Crazy. It's this most psychological social experiment. And I knew this was going to happen. I'm like, man, people are going to be on their couch thinking, why do they do that? Until you're there, I can tell you, it just does not compare to watching. I mean, it was like mind-blowing. So yeah, with the whole, I think the main thing with Lauren too was the juxtaposition. Like, I want to come clean. I don't want to lie anymore. I have to brag. I fooled you all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, but I won't tell you that. And I want an advantage. And it was just like,
yeah.
So is that
I don't know, girl, because we're not
irked your soul? Is that
no,
what was irking
it's
your
actually
soul?
not.
No,
okay. No.
Well, tell us, what was irking your soul?
What irked your
Right.
spirit?
So just to clear it up for especially the trolls, because the trolls be trolling.
Oh no.
There was some aggravation about being lied to just on a human level. But nobody was mad at Lauren for playing the game. Please stop DMing that. Please stop asking us about it. It's getting weird.
Yeah.
I know what it looked like, but it wasn't just like, again, at dinner, oh, man, let's get her out. No. So there were just other things. And, sometimes I hesitate to explain this, right? I feel like sometimes we're all on the same planet, but we do live on a different frequency. And I am one of those people who curates my circle around, some of us just get certain things in a certain way. So, the whole, are we talking about dinner? Is this the irk in my spirit?
Yeah, and the mocking. Let's talk about that too.
Let's talk about it. So when my sister, I have two sisters. Y'all know that.
Right. We heard.
You know that.
We heard.
We may have heard that somewhere.
And one of my sisters, after she saw the trailer, she was like, oh my God, you are so amazing. You're just being you. I can't believe you mocked her. That's so you. You're such a bitch and I love it. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, people who know me, it's like nothing. Like, if somebody says something that I think is dumb, because like, let's not act like we don't have those moments like, that's a stupid question or whatever. You're just kind of like, if somebody says, oh, is the cow white? You're like, oh, is the cow white? Like, you're just kind of like, that's what you sound like to me. Kind of, so it was just me being me, honestly. And with the mocking at the table, because I am very self-aware, I am not afraid of accountability. And I don't go around making people feel like crap, like ever.
Mhm.
So when I was having that conversation, which I meant, I don't regret having the conversation, but at the table, I was like, sorry for the mocking, because I
Yeah.
could see I wasn't being received. I could see I
Yeah.
wasn't being received. It doesn't,
Right.
I try to find the balance. I am more self-aware than I appear. So I was like, I apologize for the mocking. My antics are big, and I understand y'all don't know
Yeah.
me, but da 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 da. So,
Yeah.
that was kind of like the whole thing. For me, it was just a stern talking to, right? Like if you have a kid,
Yeah.
you're like, don't touch that, don't touch that, don't touch that.
Right.
That's not abusive. That's not a bully. That's not evil spirited. That's not torture.
Yeah.
I didn't make her cry. I didn't call her names, but there was just an energy going on, again, that I'm sensitive to. And it was literally causing chaos in the house. And I
Mhm.
just don't know what people were picking up from her confessionals. But for me, it was very obvious as to
Yeah.
why the behavior felt the way it did to us. I was not the only one that voted for her. We could not focus on the millionaire. I think it
Mhm.
may have been better for her. Now that you admitted it, you put some stuff out. Lean back, baby. Lean back.
Yeah.
Observe. You haven't been on the predator side yet.
Mhm.
And I think if she just would have stayed a little more quiet instead of like gunning for a millionaire, like that's just,
Yeah.
we did that with Harry, wrong. We did that with Say
Yeah.
Young, wrong. We were really trying to get it right. And now we're like a couple episodes in, we're finding our flow. We're becoming more keen, because another thing I want the audience to understand is we didn't get the rules of the game till y'all saw Peter give it to us on those stairs. So we didn't know anything. We're blindfolded half the time. Like we knew
Yeah.
nothing. Production did a phenomenal job of creating this environment. And it was a doozy. So
Yeah.
I did apologize for the mocking at the table. If Netflix want to do some bonus clips, but I don't apologize. You
They
know,
always leave that stuff out.
yeah, you leave the stuff out. You know, I meant what I said though.
Mhm.
And that energy was coming from the energy that we were getting. And that's why I said, well, how do you think I feel? Like we've been
Mhm.
so cool. We're laughing and having a good time. And now it's like, oh, your alliance with Sydney. And are you like, girl,
Yeah.
girl,
Mhm. When
girl,
you just have to
no.
be yourself and be authentic, and those moments are really what make the show. Like you were just being yourself in that moment, and you felt a certain way, and you showed it. And some people aren't as comfortable with that. So it's if they
They're
didn't
not
have people,
comfortable.
no. So if they didn't have people like you that were comfortable being themselves, they wouldn't have anything really to show. So you really, even though it did upset Lauren, you just had to be yourself in that moment. So
Are you and Lauren
um
Yeah.
okay now, though? Are you guys okay now,
Yeah.
though, you and Lauren?
We're okay. But, it's kind of like, first of all, she was upset because I feel like people forgot Chris was giving it to her right before me. He was telling her, like, so you know what I'm saying? Like we were very, and then that's before she told him that it was a bonehead move of him and all this. And it's just
right.
like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. So, Ashley, I love that you brought up being yourself, because if anything, I hope that's what people get from it. I am a life coach, and my thing is freedom. We deserve to be free. And I know the truth makes people uncomfortable. That's why they avoid it. That's why they don't do therapy. That's why they don't come to coaching. And sometimes that's why they don't like being around people like me. And my friends let me know when I'm out of pocket, and I don't love it either, but I receive it because I do want to grow. I do want to be better. And personal development is important to me. It's not for everybody, but I think everybody should lighten up and lean in, because I'm not talking behind your
Yeah.
back. I'm telling you directly what is going on, and it's a
Yeah.
problem. I would rather have that. Don't talk behind my back. I don't want you blindsided. I'm telling you directly. And I hope that counts for something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
speaking of leaning in, during the slingshot challenge, Sam, she was talking about, do you hear the ring? And then you said, yeah, I hear the ring. And then also
Yeah.
later on, the Justin Timberlake thing. So did you suspect that she was agending you in those moments, or no, not at all? Like did you sense anything during that? Like, this is weird.
So it's wild because my real problem is that I talk too much. Okay. I love to have a
I
good
love it.
time.
We
I
get
love to
that.
chit chat. I love to kick it. I'm just out here. Yeah, I'm just out here answering everything. Like, yeah, 911, misdemeanor handcuffs, like that.
Yeah.
So with the whole Sam thing,
I love it.
girls, I wish I was a little bit more keen to what was going on, because when we were filming the scene, I'm like, she's asking me all these questions and I'm really not thinking too much of it. I really have like no specific answer. No, did I think? And it's so weird too, because I do not like Justin Timberlake's music. Like, that irks my spirit as well. So it's just like, how did I like not pick up on what she was getting from me? I don't have an answer for you. Nothing felt weird.
Jaimi, we're gonna fight because I'm.
Yeah, I like him as a person, but the music I can't get into, so I should have just known. I should have known off the strength of
But
that.
you know,
Like, well, this doesn't make sense. You like Justin Timberlake's music?
yeah,
I'm
Rikkii,
a huge Justin Timberlake fan. I'm
beyond.
a huge fan. Huge fan.
Tell her how many shows you've been to.
Like, that's my man. I ride at dawn for him. Okay.
She's obsessed.
I am so sorry. Look,
It's
don't bully me because I didn't like him.
It's
How
okay,
many-
but
That's hilarious.
Rikkii, how many shows have you been to?
I can't even count. Like, I
Like
can't count.
hundreds?
Like
Like
in my
super fan.
life,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like a lot. But just
Like-
this tour alone,
Yeah.
because he's on tour right now, if you didn't know. Like, so that when she was like, oh, he has a podcast, I'm like, he does not even have a podcast.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
a super fan.
This show alone, I think I went to like 8 or 9 or something like that. Like, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
I love that. That is so, I love that for you, girl.
Yeah, when
Get it, JT.
when they brought him up on the show, she lost her mind. I was like, this has to be for Rikkii, because what a random performer for them to bring up.
That is so funny.
He was part of 2 agendas because they made
Yeah.
Lauren say "Cry Me a River," and then they made her literally say his name 3 times. I was like, "This is so cool." Is he?
Yeah.
It's so JT coded.
It was.
You know
it
what?
was.
I just didn't catch it. And it was weird too for them to like put Sam and I together, because I like Sam. I think Sam's amazing, but it just, so that should have been a red flag for me. Like, why do they got me doing yoga with this girl? And why we talk about family? And why we talk about, all of this stuff? But I will say my strategy, which I don't know, was to be transparent, because people don't know, but y'all are not that good at liars. Harry was right. There's always a tell. And so that was my plan, to just kind of keep it clean and transparent as possible until I had no choice. And that, to me, that was going to work better for me. I still probably would stick with a similar strategy because, for example, right, Sam was lying about her profession. As connected as I feel Sam and I could have been, I could not lean into her because I could feel something. Like something just ain't, I can't, and I don't know why. She didn't do anything to me. She didn't, well, not at first. She did other stuff to me after the fact. I saw it on the TV, but
yeah, we're going to ask about that.
yeah, but there was nothing like wrong, but I just couldn't like lean in. And then I, watch and find out all the stuff. I was like, oh yeah, girl, nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, it
like
made sense
your
after.
spirit was telling you like something. Were you surprised to find out that Sam was a cop?
No.
No.
Because of the way she makes me feel.
Okay. Yeah. She gives cop energy.
It
She did say you talk in circles. Was that shocking to hear her say that?
I didn't love that because it
Okay.
felt a little like snarky. But she's almost like not wrong. But I talk in circles so I can get to the point. That's how I
Love it.
communicate. Like you either appreciate it or you don't. And it's because I'm looking at, before I say, I looked at the top, bottom, inside out, backwards. I look at everything. So if I start to tell you a story, I may start here, come here, and I'm going to hear it, but I'm rounding it out so I can give you the full picture. So if that, you know, again, I am a black sheep. I'm the black sheep of my family. I function a lot different. That's also why I'm good at my job. So I don't expect to be understood by everybody. And I want people to be inspired by that as well, because, you know, with the sassy method, I've become a person who doesn't care. Like, I'm so free. It's fine. I don't need everybody to like me. I don't need everybody to understand or, you know, anything in order for me to remain me and just be cool with it. I don't even hold it against her. I don't need to do all that. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And speaking of your job, when you got the clue that said the person is lying about their profession. So had you been lying about your profession, do you think you would have told everyone the clue still, or do you think you would have changed it, made it something else, or not
Oh,
told them at all?
I would have had to lie.
Yeah.
I would have had to
That
lie
makes
about
sense.
something. I would have either had to
Yeah.
double down on and add to my coaching banter or lie. I can't think of what the lie might have been, but I don't remember who was. Oh, but you know what?
Yeah, it's hard because there was some people lying about their, like, it was obvious they were lying
lot of
about their
people, yeah.
profession. So yeah, it was a good way to, I don't think anyone thought you were, maybe Lydia thought you were, but yeah.
Lydia had mentioned it and kind of like put a bug in Chris's ear about the possibility of it. And Lydia was ill grilling me, boy. Like when that came out, Lydia went from, oh, do you want to borrow my scarf? This hat would look great on you. Do you need shoes? Do you want this? And so what's your job? Like, how's it been? I was like,
yeah. You're like, where did this
love
come
being
from?
a life coach. I was like, girl. I was like, are you the cop?
Yeah.
And it went from
it went from 0 to 100. It went from 0 to 100. And it's what I found so funny is that like, you kept being so honest about things that were putting a target on you. You're like, you know what? I voted for Lydia. Yeah, I have 2 sisters.
Yeah, you were just being real.
Yeah, like if she was the millionaire, she would lie. Like she would lie. She wouldn't just be like, yeah, I voted for Lydia. So you actually admitting that you voted for Lydia put some heat on you.
Such a bad day.
The only reason you weren't eliminated was because Corey got to see your box. Literally. You're like, it's not me.
Y'all, I was crashing out. People are like, oh my God, how is she a life coach? She's so emotionally whatever. So y'all don't have emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's human.
I can't, I am a big personality. I even, for example, like I used to throw parties. I had a brunch series called Chop It Up Sundays in LA, and it ran for 5.5 years every third Sunday. Like, I'm the life of the party. I'm going to kick it. So I'm just like that. I am a lot. My energy is a lot. So yeah, if I want to cry, I'm crying. If I want to yell, we should all do that. That is literally part of emotional regulation. And I don't think you need to crash out all the time, but I was expressing myself because I hate I felt defensive, and I can be defensive. So of course that's something I can work on. Right. But after the whole Lydia situation, because before that dinner, I had made it clear I was voting for her. Because there was 2 people I had in mind. I knew why. I knew what my strategy was. And I stuck to it. And there were people I was starting to trust at that time. So I had already made clear ahead of time that I was voting for Lydia. So I didn't think that just being like, yeah, I'm trying to give y'all intel, just like I gave you the intel of going around. I asked everybody to go around the table. I'm giving you an opportunity to open your ears. We're supposed to be working together. Peak your, like, get your mind there. Like, let's figure this out. Oh, yes, I voted for Lydia. Like, duh. somebody's lying about the vote. Can we?
Right.
Kyle
Right.
had it right. You know,
Yeah.
Kyle was like, because it was a kill shot, right? So to me, logically, why would I be? Oh, I told you the day before I'm voting for her. Then the
Yeah.
vote happens. I'm like, I'm the millionaire. I got the kill shot, and it's just like,
Yeah. You're
come
the last
on,
person it
team.
would be.
It just doesn't. It just didn't make sense to me. But again, when you're working with different people who you don't know, you just don't know what you don't know. But it looked stupid, but in my brain, that's what was playing out. Like, okay,
It's
y'all
the
for real?
problem with a group project. It's never easy. 'Cause
Yeah, and that's exactly why Sam didn't use her kill shot on Chris, was because she was like, they will be able to figure out that I'm the millionaire based on who I used my kill shot on. So
Yeah.
why would I,
Why would
Jamie,
you?
then use my kill shot on Lydia? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
None whatsoever. So hey,
No.
I digress.
And speaking of Chris, a really funny moment was when you did the food challenge and you were amazing and funny licking your plate, and then he tried to copy you and totally failed at that. So
Yeah. Like,
yeah, and
dear
so
team, you're welcome. I gained 2 points.
yes. Yeah, and then that was kind of what put the heat on you from Corey. All of a sudden he was like, oh, well, now you just showed that you're a good liar, which I mean, everybody's supposed to be at least trying to be a good liar in this. So do you think doing well at that challenge was a bad idea, or you were just focused on winning and you weren't thinking about how it looked?
Well, first I would like to say good actress.
Yes.
So we'll start there.
You
yeah.
were
You know?
really good. Yeah. You
Hire me.
killed it. Yeah.
Just saying. And Tyler Perry.
Love it.
But yeah, I just wanted to win. You know, that's the kind of something like Sydney and I share in common. Like, she's definitely like Lara Croft down, but I'm going to tell you one thing, like, yo, girl is going to try. I'm
Yeah.
very competitive. And I am the person, I don't even care if I'm playing the game for the first time and never played before. I'm like the crap talker. Like, I know I'm going to win. Well, y'all about to, like, that's just me in gameplay. So I was just being, again, myself, having a good time, being silly. Definitely, like, we're on a TV show. Like, let me
Be
add
funny.
something to the plot, you know?
Right.
Handle my business. And that's all that was. But it was funny to see, because Chris is the bomb. Like, I love Chris. And he's really competitive too. And we have different strengths. And you could see him how he's watching me and all that. So I don't know. It was almost not psychological, because I'm not going to act like I'm like all in people's head, but it's just very much like, it cost you, and it worked in our favor. The antics. It's all about the antics.
It's all about the
It worked.
antics. I'm so like, it sucks that we didn't get to see more of your fun side, because even like as a viewer, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be a fake bitch. Like, I was like, ooh, Jaimi sucks. Like, I don't fuck with her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I've had like Lydia, like the whole Lydia thing. I was like, okay, well, at least Lydia told it to her face. Like, she kept it real. But some people felt like it was racially motivated. I've seen that discourse online. I didn't get that. As a Black woman watching it, I didn't get that. I got like, you know, Jaimi did come off a little pretentious. You know what I mean? And Lydia told her to her face. You know, it came off that way. I'm just telling
Only
you.
what they show.
What they like, I'm gonna keep it real. But like, but I think like Lydia we spoke with Lydia. She said that you guys actually had some back and forth that they actually cut out. Do you want to tell us more about that? So, she said you came back at her. Like, you guys kind of had a moment of like go.
So
no?
with
lies?
Okay, so first off, I will say it was okay. So you sign up for reality TV, and this is another thing I kind of want to share with people about mental fortitude. You put everything out there. When I watched back, I was like, "Are y'all for real?" Like, I'm literally like the sunshine, the fun, the party, and y'all found a moment and made the trailer.
And then they kept trying to find the moment again and again and again.
It just, listen, Netflix did their thing. But this is also what I want to share with people, because again, I care so much about people being free, being authentic. I know who I am. So trust me, I get hundreds of messages, thousands of comments about being evil spirited and mean and a bully and the angry Black woman and bitter. And I mean, the most vile things. And I'm not even like, that's light. But it doesn't faze me because I know who I am. But there was a period in my life where I was in people pleasing mode and more concerned about being liked, because I know that I have a good heart and I just want to like, and not do too much and not ruffle any feathers and da-da-da-da. This type of thing would have taken me out. But now I've grown to be the type of woman where it's like, okay, shallow and pretentious. Okay. I don't know anybody that knows me that would say that about me. Go off, girl, whatever.
Yeah.
But with Lydia, no, she was actually, I don't think it's a big deal to know that she was my next door neighbor. We were in our rooms. And so like, we were really sweet. We cut it up. There was I had no beef. It was nothing. It's just when that clue came out about the clue that I gave about not the profession, not, lying about the profession. Right. That next day, because you could even see at the table, she's like, just give us the clue. And she just became a little like, for me. Yeah. Right. But I was still kind.
You guys don't have to give up. If you guys choose not to give up the clue, you don't have to. I think people forget that, right?
Yeah.
Part of the game.
Yeah. She seemed a little like entitled to it.
Yeah. And so again, me trying to give the gift of understanding, I don't know. I just think sometimes the way I function irritates people. She just seemed irritated. And that whole day she was treating me differently. And I answered her questions with a smile because I saw no need. I'm not about to beef with you for what? Like, if you want to grill me about my business, let's go. I would love to share the power and the transformation that I provide people in their lives. Like, maybe you'll learn something. I don't know. Or sometimes it brings connection. So at the table, because she was in escrow, I used to be in real estate as well. So she had said something about notary when she was grilling me. And I was like, I failed my notary test and I didn't want to take it again. I was over it, blah, 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 whatever. So when we were at the table, after she called me shallow and pretentious, which I'll go back to why I think that's funny. And she was like, and by the way, it's like she tried to not turn the group against me before she left, but she tried to seed deceit. And by the way, you don't need a notary test to, you don't need to take a test to become a notary. So you're lying about da-da-da. I was like, what? So that's when I came back and was like, first of all, that's not correct. Like, so why are you putting that out there? Like, that ain't even it. So that was it, the back and forth. I was just kind of like, no, the notary, like, don't try to make it seem like I'm up here and lying about whatever. So I definitely said that. And then when everybody got up to do their hugs and stuff, I was like, I'm gonna sit my ass right here. Yeah. I was blindsided. I was blindsided. And I don't feel like, I even think about the trolls and everything. You bullied Lauren, did it? Okay, so you think that coming to my page, somebody you don't know,
and not bullying me. Yeah.
Make sense, bro. Like, that's your stuff. That's how you are. I'm not like that. Right. Period. I didn't call anybody names. You might not have liked my tone, and you won't always. Get over it. Right. You know what I mean? Well, it's like, so I just didn't think name calling from an elder really made sense. And it's kind of funny to me that some people on the internet are like, yeah, she got what she deserved. Did I? And so that's what we're doing. So where does the morality lie? That's what, do we condone? What do we condone and what do we not? So I found it to be whatever. But Lydia, she did a little cute question and answer with everybody in the cast. And I did that too. I don't need to, I don't get to, what? Like, I'm really not pressed to like
we said, we've heard from all of the cast that you were so funny and so wonderful, and you made their experience amazing. So we knew because from what we saw, they didn't show all of that of you. So we knew that talking to you was going to be way more fun than what they showed. And they do that on reality TV. They if you have a little moment, then they don't want to show the other side of you because then you're not fitting into that character, right? So because you showed your emotions in that way, they're like, okay, we'll just show her as this one-dimensional person, and they left out all of this funny, amazing
Yeah.
stuff we could have seen. I mean,
Yeah.
they did show some of your funny stuff. Like, obviously, there was still some really good moments. But yeah, they try to not give us the whole story in reality TV. So we are aware
Yeah.
of that. The trolls that come to your inbox are not aware of that, unfortunately. We don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
make them figure
Yeah.
that out. So,
Yeah,
No,
like,
people
that's
take
why.
it so linear. You know what I
they
mean? Like
do.
they're just like, and it's like, guys, stop going to people's Instagram DMs,
Yeah,
girl. What do you
it's
think that's
weird.
gonna do? That is so weird. Like, do
Yeah.
not do that. Is it
Talk
safe
about it
to
with your
say?
friends.
Yeah,
Don't
talk
go
about
to
it with
their
your
page.
friends. Be like, yeah, exactly. Are you and
Yeah.
Lydia okay now though? Like you guys have
I
squashed
mean,
it.
again, like, I don't appreciate that, but I don't hold it against her. Girl,
Right.
if you feel like that's what you wanted to do, go off. It's really more about your character and what you presented. That's something you have to live with. If you're good with
Right.
it, that's on you. None of it
Right.
has anything to do with me.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
be mad for what, right? We're all on a cast. I didn't hate her. I don't hate anybody.
Anybody. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
just
Right.
too
Right. You
much
know.
for
You're
what?
right.
So I can be in a room, I can laugh, I can joke. Like I said, after the show ended, I did her little thing. We chatted for 2
Yeah.
hours. It's fine. Like, whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Good. All
Yeah.
love. All love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two sisters thing was actually a nail in your coffin. And I don't understand why nobody in this game of lies and deceit concluded that people could be lying about
Yeah.
their siblings. Like,
Yeah. They took it
Why
so
are we
serious.
here? Like, how are you guys? And that, it makes me yell. It makes me frustrated. It makes me defensive. It makes me cry. It's so frustrating to like not be heard and not be felt and not be seen. And, it was hard. Like, and I had just had that hard day before with the whole Lydia thing, blah, 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 blah. The Lydia thing, meaning, the heat was on me that day for admitting voting for her. I mean, it was a really hard day. Look, nobody wants to go home. Nobody wants to go home. That's like the worst thing to get this far and just be cut. Like for what? Like I just at least want it to make sense first. And that was really frustrating. But I was just hoping that after we just went through, especially with Kyle, like I really tried with Kyle to figure it out. And to be transparent with him, I encouraged him and let him know you should follow your instincts. You should, like, you're a smart guy. You're this, we had some real talk. So I was kind of surprised to watch it back and see Sam just, and he was just out of there. He was like, it's Jaimi again. Oh, like,
Yeah.
you
You're
don't
like,
love me
don't.
at all. Like, you don't love me.
Like, don't fall for it.
Why?
Yeah, we
you
were.
know, I was
that
just
happened
like,
a
and then
lot,
Corey
though.
also had two sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And they
And
just
Cara.
believed
It's
Cara.
exhausting,
And
baby.
Cara did too.
It is exhausting.
Yeah. So the little rock challenge where you put the rocks on the back.
Crazy.
You and Sydney killed that. You did amazing. It seems like at that point it was you and Sydney against the rest of the house. So when you won, that was exciting. Kind of like they weren't too happy about it. So did you fully trust her, letting her go and get that clue? Were you kind of on the fence about it, or you were happy that she got it?
Rushed that challenge. We were like
Yeah.
twiddling our thumbs, okay, for a while, waiting for everybody to catch up. We work really well together. I'm so glad that we had on the same robes because we never know what anything's going to mean until Peter tells us what it means. And I was just determined. I'm like, okay, my girl about to go in there in that cold water and get these rocks. The least I could do is be still. And I did not even breathe. Like we crushed it. And I was so proud. So it was really nice to have that glorious moment. I like to win, just like with the shooting challenge. I like to win. And it was a really glorious moment to have that. And I didn't have that weird feeling with her ever. Like, and so when we went into the trophy room, I did fight for it. I wasn't just like, yeah, girl, get it. Like, no, we're still competing. Love you, but, and that's why I had said, yeah, I trust her, but I don't trust anyone more than I trust myself. That's just the reality.
That's true.
Yeah. So in kind of like fighting for it, I was just, it just wasn't landing. But what the cameras didn't pick up is like we really tried to devise a plan. Sydney and I tried to devise a plan to like whatever.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. That's the only thing. So I did trust her. We were together. She did not vote for me at the table. When I started crying, she grabbed my hand and we were holding hands. So we doing like hand and eye squeezing and looking around, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Kicking each other under the table.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
I knew if anything that she had my back, but because they had iced us both out, there was information she didn't have. There were conversations, because we had conversations that whole day with everybody, and everybody played, you know, dumb, like, oh, I don't know. So we're still trying to do the work, and everybody else had already been decided, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like my back was against the wall. One thing I would have done differently, and that different is come for Corey's neck. Corey had 2 sisters. I feel like I could have probably turned Sam. I don't know what Cara would have done. I would have then rather voted Corey and Cara kill shot Kyle. Then I probably would have been happy. Either that or just a little bit of tea. Like Corey and I, for the longest time, had talked about voting Sam out. So I don't know if Corey was just like bluffing in my face and doing whatever and playing his game, however. But there was a small part of me that when Peter pulled that out of the bag, because I knew me and Sydney were voting for Sam, that I was hoping it was just a mouse and we could all be like, oh my God. But that's just not how it happened. You play to the last second. I really feel like I did my best. I had no idea some of the things that were being talked about behind my back, because again, like, even if you don't take to personalities, the house wasn't like nasty. And we weren't treating each other like that. So you just kind of don't know until you find out.
Yeah.
So that was hard. That was hard, but
watching it back, like, what was the most shocking thing that you seen people saying behind your back that like surprised you the most?
Really, that Sam went and told like half the people the clue, and like, you was just wrong, girl. You was wrong. Like, you know,
So
and it's fine, right? Because she is allowed to play her game the way she wants to.
Yeah.
But watching it back, it's like, and it's cool, right?
Yeah.
If you just wanted me out, that's also what it is. It's just how the game goes, you know? But I just would have liked the opportunity to really keep moving that money, really keep playing the game, and kind of like fight to the death. I think that's another thing that Sydney and I had in common. Like, none of our votes or our energy was like, oh, we don't like them, let's vote them out. Like, that wasn't the vibe. So we just wanted to play and win.
But see, that blinded, that love that Sam had for Cara blinded her to where she couldn't even see that maybe Cara's lying, or maybe Cara has 2 sisters, or that somebody's lying about their siblings. She was just so sure it was you, because she was she couldn't see for a second that it might be Cara.
Which is crazy.
It's really crazy, because it's like, you don't know these people. You can't
don't
really
know.
trust. Were you surprised
like 2 weeks.
You're right. Were you surprised to see that Cara was the millionaire? Did you have any inkling that she was the millionaire?
So another thing that I because it's like, even if I picked up on it quickly, I don't know if I could have changed the outcome, but I sure would have tried. Because I think Kyle voted for Cara and I know Sydney wanted to. And if I would have been on board, we could have actually got the millionaire. But the whole thing was, so Cara and I had a little alliance, which obviously you don't see. And we were kind of checking in with each other just to kind of see what the other sides were saying, right? And so during that dinner that I got eliminated, she threw me under the bus. And what I should have known is that she would only do that if she was protecting herself. And that's also something I kind of picked up in hindsight. I was like, you know, but I was so emotional, and I was so exhausted. I just don't think my senses were, I just couldn't I just didn't really have anything left. It just felt like I was dead in the water already. Like it was such a hard dinner. And I tried to pin it on Corey. I tried to talk sense into Kyle. I tried to say something to Sam. I didn't just be like, oh my God, you're letting me. I be fighting, y'all. I be fighting.
But you
But it
mentioned
just,
how
yeah.
you said you should have come for Corey, and we were telling Sydney, like, that would have been awesome to see you, Sydney, Cara, and Sam in, like, the final four with, like, all women, because the women were killing this game. Like, we didn't get to see you be the millionaire, but all of the girls did really well. Phil, not so much. He didn't do his agendas. Poor Phil. I know.
Bless his little heart.
So if we did see you be the millionaire, do you think you would have been pulling off those agendas and been able to be sneaky about it, or more like Phil, like not wanting to rock the boat and not do them? Yeah. That doesn't sound like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going in. I do feel like I'm a decent actress, like for real. And I understand some of the mechanisms it takes to do that. So I did feel and do feel like, now is it challenging? Yes, but I don't care. I went there to win. Yes. And I felt that I really could, honestly. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about what I could have did different, what I could have said. Did it like, you know, it was really nerve wracking. But yeah, I would have leaned into all challenges and like, let's go. Let's let it ride. Let's see.
Yeah.
You gotta try. You gotta.
What would you have done with the money if you won?
Oh my God, everything, girl. What? Everything.
Nice. Live it up.
Everything.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing?
Duh, going shopping. Like, who wouldn't?
What would you have bought? What would you have bought? What would you have bought?
Oh, girl, brand new wardrobe, the shoes, the purses, the clothes. I was going to take myself and a handful of friends to Dubai on Emirates. Like, let's take the St. Regis, because I'm single. I could be selfish, right? I don't have a mortgage. I don't have kids. Girl, I was going to spend my money, definitely invest.
Yeah.
Why before the show I was talking to... Yes. And before the show, I was talking to this developer in Tulum who had like these $200,000 condos. I was like, I'm going to get one.
Love it.
I'll take two, actually.
Yeah, one for me, one for an investment. Like, girl, I was living for that money. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And...
Yeah. Love it. Well,
so close yet so far.
My God, almost doesn't count.
I know, right? You told us a little bit about the reception of the show already. So have you had mostly like bullies in the comments, or have you had some nice comments too? Has there been any like positive, like people relating to you? Has it been like half and half? How has the reception been?
Yeah, so the trolls are loud. They're very relentless, and it's very strange because people are making fake accounts to do this stuff too. So I just really, I've been having to do a lot of block and delete because my page really is light, fun, informative, cute. And I don't want that stuff on my page, like, you know? So that's been more of a barrage. But for the people, thank you for asking that, because there have been a lot of people who've showed me so much love. They feel freed and empowered, that I'm free and empowered and don't mind speaking up and speaking my mind. They can see that I'm not malicious, that I'm not, you know, all of these things that it's easy to say, but it's like, did you hear what I said? Like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So some people really got it. Some people admired my integrity. They thought it was beautiful. A lot of people loved that I switched up my hair, had my afro, my ponytail, which is also me in real life. Some people just really appreciated, you know, my beauty and, just all of it. So I did get a lot of kind things.
That's
some
good.
people were just like, you know, I know how it is. And you gotta just, what was it? It's like some people were not mad at what I did and what I said. It was just kind of like, well, yeah, like, so some people got it, some people didn't. So I do get a lot of love too. And I'm really, really, really grateful for that.
Yeah, I think when you're being yourself like that, you're either
Yeah.
going to resonate with some people and you won't with others. If you're just kind of being in the middle and not making waves, then it might be easier for more people to like you or not have something negative to say. So it's good that you were yourself and you found those right people, the ones that get you,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
mean, that's what authenticity is all about. And I suggest
Yeah.
everybody try it. The people pleasing, the not ruffling feathers, y'all gonna make yourself sick. Like, I'm not saying go crashing out on everybody, but when you can evolve and learn to trust yourself, there's just so much freedom in that. And there's freedom with just being okay. Like, if people don't like you or they think you're this or they think you're that, what matters most is what you think about yourself.
Right. I think people have to remember a first impression isn't always the impression, because I can sit here today and say, like I wish we would have seen this side on TV. Like, they didn't show us that because they wanted a certain persona they wanted the audience to perceive you a certain way. So that's the edit that they gave you. And I always
Yeah.
tell people when I'm watching reality TV, like, we're watching characters, we're not watching the real person. You know what I mean? So you can form your opinions on a character, but be nice to the person. Unless some behind the scenes tea comes out and then it's like they're really trifling in real life too, then it's like, then judge them. Then judge them on, you know, a personal level.
Yeah, not on the show.
Not on the show. So
For
speaking
sure.
of tea, do you have any tea you want to give us? Any behind the scenes tea we
Yes.
don't know? Any crushes or anything we maybe didn't see?
Yes, any love?
I would say, let's see, any tea. Not, I feel like people are picking up whatever they see, you know. I don't really, I'm trying to think. Like, how do I even answer this question? I really don't think so. To be honest, y'all, we were way too stressed to like do too much. It was so stressful. But I can say that we had a little fun. Well, this isn't tea, and I don't know if you guys heard it yet, but you know, Phil's elimination is something that I hope they like bonus clip or share, because he went around the room and said the most loving and powerful things about everybody. And that's another reason why we're all just so in tears. I know Lydia was like, they're crying like wimps, but we just felt, you know what I mean? There was also just these really beautiful, warm moments that I think would have humanized us a lot. And that's kind of like one thing that I don't think people know, that I wish they could see and understand, that there was such an evolving of, we left there changed people with this shared experience that only we know. We just now shared all this with the world with you guys. So it was very special. It was very sacred. It was very life-changing. And I hope that as you guys continue to see like these interviews and stuff, you just get more of that. Because as a cast, like, we're top tier. Like, we are top tier people. Every last person. So
yeah, that's what everyone said, actually. Speaking with everyone, they all said the same thing, that you guys were a great bunch, that you guys are so proud to be on this show, like, and that you guys all just had a lot of fun together. So it's been really great, like, talking to all of you guys and like, you
we've
know, just
loved it.
getting the behind the scenes and all of that. Well, what's next for you, Jaimi? Where can everyone find you? What's next? Tell us the name of your business and where people can, you know, if they need some life coach, I might be your first client.
She's signing up today.
Right. No, it's really, really good. I really encourage people to make the investment on yourself. I'm really good at what I do. And that's because of the things that I've been through. I've pulled myself out of the mud. I didn't go read a book and then come back and try to regurgitate it to you. I have a deep understanding on personal development and what it takes to overcome yourself, because I've done it. And I can give you the shortcut, and I want to, because we only live one time. And to live with habitual subconscious behaviors that are blocking you from healthy relationships, that are blocking you from being at a job or an entrepreneurial pursuit or anything creative that you actually want to do. We have to be creative, you guys. Like, that is our life force. You know, if you want to sit behind a desk and do this and that, that is also okay, just as long as you're good, right? So there's just all these things that I crave to serve people with. And that's my SASSY method. I'm a life coach. SASSY stands for self-love and mastery, accountability and alignment, spiritual wellness, supplanting, and your why. Even without me as a coach, you can use the acronym to check in with yourself. If something's not working out, you can say, hey, if I'm being accountable, didn't I know not to date that guy? Like, didn't I get that little, my bad? It helps you not to demonize him, not to pity yourself, but it puts you in a place of power to just make a different decision. So you can use the acronym at any time to just check in with yourself and make your adjustments. You can find me at sassymethod.com. I have Sassy Method on Instagram. And of course, you can find me at Jaimi Alexander on Instagram and YouTube. Like, I'm online. What's up? And I'm always sharing and, so yeah.
And you did say that you are single. So would you ever do like a little love dating type show, like a perfect match, maybe? Okay.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm trying to
Love it.
live. I'm trying to have fun. Like I said, I'm single. I don't have a mortgage. I love to have fun. I want to be in a relationship. Whatever works out, it got to be the right one. It got to make sense. But I'm so open to it. I'm here. I just want to have a good time. One of my pillars in life, well, two of them. One is fun. One is freedom. So as long as I'm doing that, of course I'm down. If you think I'm cute, let me know.
Yes.
Slide in her DMs.
Slide in my DMs.
Are you on TikTok, Jaimi?
I am. It's me_Jaimi.
Okay. All right. We love TikTok here. We love TikTok.
Yes.
It's a really good place to grow and thrive. So we always recommend it if you're not on there, like growing your socials. But it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today. I'm so glad we got to see this fun, light side of you. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did you dirty. They did my girl dirty on the show.
I was thinking, like, because I got so much love from Netflix. They're like, now we got a show. You're such a star. All of these things that I watch. I was like, okay, y'all don't love me. Y'all do not love me for real. Y'all don't love me for real. They do. No beef.
Those moments, those moments like totally make the show. Without you, it wouldn't have that fire. So it was.
I'll take it.
Awesome.
It works. It's fine.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. We had the best time. So we
thank
appreciate
you, ladies.
it.
This was amazing. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see you.
We'll
see you
later,
guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.